Anyway, so don't be confused. The problem, also Loiter, the problem came up because there was a small issue in a couple of sentences that I had received as homework. So the confusion was with the umlaut or no umlaut while doing this passive sentences. So Präteritum, passiv, mit Modalverb, kein Umlaut. Umlaut in the passive or in the Präteritum form of a modal verb will come when you convert that to a conjunctive zwei. For example, now I don't want conjunctive zwei. Then I have to remove this umlaut and put O. That's it. Same here. We are content, here content, there will be an extra E here. And here's easy content. No umlaut. Be careful, and even more than the written form, which I'm sure you are now clear with, the gesprochene Form, konnte, O, L-M-N-O-P, O, ko, konnte. O umlaut is Ö. I can't give you a pronunciation for that. Ö. That phonetic symbol I have, but I can't, you need to know how to write it and pronounce it. So I can give it to you in writing, but how do you read it? Let's say, best pronunciation would be something like this. Schönen. Please remember, this double consonant will make this O short. Können, not können, können. Können. Nicht können. Können Sie mir helfen? Das ist falsch. Können Sie mir helfen? Similarly with müssen, a double consonant shortens the vowel. Müssen. Not müssen Sie nach Hause gehen, das ist falsch. Müssen Sie. Müssen Sie nach Hause gehen. Das ist a short vowel. Which is the reason that I kept correcting you earlier, and now you're all improved. The difference between wen and when. This is long. The pronunciation is long. How do I give this? Wen. Wen. Whereas this one, when. When. Wen. Da gibt es einen Unterschied. One is an interrogative pronoun, eine Fragepronomen. Wen, Akkusativ. Wen fragen Sie? Wen besuchen Sie? Whereas the other, when, is a connector. It can be temporal oder auch konditional. So don't mispronounce the words. Remember, Aussprache ist sehr, sehr wichtig. Sonst ändert sich die Bedeutung. So once you're clear here, this becomes clear. Konnte und könnte. Ist das K1, K2 oder ist das Präteritum? Conjugation-wise, one should not have a problem now in the written part. The written part is only that Schreibübung that we have in the test. Und die Sprechübung natürlich. Beim Lesen ist es kein Problem. Und auch beim Hören hoffentlich kein Problem. But if you hear correctly, you can understand the audio also correctly. Are we clear on this? Ja, Vasu, bitte.
Ja, mit Satze 16. Der Satze war, man konnte vielen Leuten Hilfe bringen.
Ja.
Und das habe ich gewechselt. Es kann vielen Leuten Hilfe gebracht werden.
Ja.
But the correction is es konnte.
Yeah, there's a konnte which you left out.
But I put es can. So normally can is the simple past. No, I need to put
es konnte. Modal verb past tense is konnte.
Modal verb past. Yes.
Look at the sentence here. Look at the sentence here, please. Es gibt hier kein accusative object.
Yeah, so that's the reason I started with yes.
What is the verb? Present tense or past tense?
Konnte is past tense.
Dative bleibt dative.
Yeah.
I have not changed anything. I have not deviated from the rule.
Okay. Then
Kein accusative object. Kein accusative object. Also S. Modal verb.
So the next
past tense. Modal verb past tense. Dative bleibt dative. Gebracht werden. S can is not possible. You are changing the tense. You're changing the could to can. So es kann ist nicht richtig.
Yeah, simple. I would not applied my logic. Just take the same sentence or same word. What is there?
Because don't change the tense. No? That should remain in the same tense. As a preteritum, preteritum. Just like so. Preteritum als preteritum.
Yeah, I did it. Just because of my hurry. Okay.
Ja, das konnte man sehen.
Und es war ganz spät. Ich habe diesen Umbung gemacht 23 Uhr.
Ja, das verstehe ich. Also das weiß ich auch.
Aber das ist nicht eine Entschuldigung.
Ja, das ist keine Ausrede.
Ausnahmen, oder? Exemption.
Nee, Ausrede.
Ausrede?
Ja. Aha. Das ist keine Ausrede. Was bedeutet Ausrede? Was ist Rede?
Excuse. Rede is talk.
What is aus? What is aus?
Aus is from?
Out. So don't talk your way out.
Excuse.
So don't make excuses, or that is not an excuse. Talk out something. That means you try to argue or out-argue somebody. It literally comes from that word. You talk your way out of a problem. So bitte keine Ausreden problem. So no excuses, please. So das ist keine Ausrede. That is what you have to say. Ja, Vasu. Ja, keine Ausrede.
Ich weiß das nicht, ist keine Ausrede.
Ja, manchmal sagt man, ich war sehr müde, aber das ist keine Ausrede. Oder? Das soll keine Ausrede sein. Yeah, I was very tired when I did this exercise, but actually that should not be an excuse. Is that what you meant, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Late,
so late. Also das war zu spät in der Nacht, aber das soll keine Ausrede sein. And let's complete that while we are at it. We'll do the K2. Also das habe ich auch gesagt gestern, weil wir machen K2 heute. We are doing K2, don't worry. So,
this is strange. Musten is again, it's a modal verb, but we are putting the musten in the end.
oh, sorry, no, none of this. Yeah, so this. K2. Entschuldigung. Tippfehler.
Still,
What
musten is again, it's a modal verb, am I right?
Oh, what?
Normally, modal verb comes in the second position.
What is here?
That side, haben there.
Ah,
So there are two words which are fighting for the second position now.
auxiliary verb. Haben, perfect. This is modal verb, perfect.
Okay. But I never used modal and auxiliary verb together.
That's why I've given you the other alternative. Ich müsste darauf aufpassen. K2. What does this mean? This is the situation. People, this is the situation on K2. Gestern habe ich euch auch versprochen, wir diskutieren K2 noch einmal ganz kurz. Da es hier ein bisschen, also durcheinander geht, deswegen habe ich das heute versprochen. Also wir diskutieren das. Das ist der Kontext, das ist die Situation und wir fangen damit an. Das war schon ganz spät in der Nacht. Und es war schon ganz spät in der Nacht. Also ich habe einen Fehler gemacht. Sagen wir, ich habe einen Fehler in der Arbeit gemacht. Und meine Ausrede ist, it was very late at night. That is my excuse. Das ist meine Ausrede. Oh, it was very late at night. I was very tired. So then the response which your partner, your friend, colleague, teacher, boss, whoever says, aber das sollte keine Ausrede sein. And then your response, that shouldn't be an excuse. Then your response, ja, ich hätte darauf aufpassen müssen. Ich müsste darauf aufpassen.
Again, wordplay then again.
I ought
So
to. It shouldn't be an excuse. That's why. Remember, sollen, Präteritum und K2 forms are the same because you can't put an umlaut on sollen. So Präteritum und K2, die bleiben gleich. Die zwei Formen bleiben gleich.
Okay, umlaut is nicht da for O.
No, for sollen it's not there. Aber das sollte keine Ausrede sein. That shouldn't be an excuse. It should not have been an excuse. You should not be using it as a K2. You have, but you should not be. And then your response, yeah, I ought to have been careful. I ought to have been cautious. Hätte aufpassen müssen. This is your K2 Präteritum. Past tense are this, that is. Remember in the Vergangenheit, K2, there's only one form. That also we'll discuss right now. That also seems to be a problem. Let's take first sentence. I need to organize this here. Präsens, Indikativ zuerst. Indicative Präsens. Give me a sentence, Indicative Präsens. Anyway, I'll put it in Ishma Khadiabite.
Bedigungan.
No, I'm looking for something which is absolutely fitting. Make it accusative, even better. Offhand, sometimes this becomes problematic. I prefer a board here. Oh, what do we have here? Correct? Indikativ? Katzwei. Schreibt den Aufsatz nicht. Realität. Wirklichkeit. That's why it's called Indikativ. What is a Katzwei? Schreiben, schrieb, Präteritum. From there I derive my schrieb, add the E and make it Katzwei. Schrieb. Why did I change to ich? Also normalerweise in der gesprochenen Sprache werden wir das Gegenteil oder das Antonym oder das andere oder die andere Version äußern. He didn't do the work. Oh, I would have done it. But I would do the work. In his place, I would do it. Right? He says he will not go home. How can he say that? In his place, I would go home. So normally you change it, take it upon yourself. Of course, you can also agree to that person. Oh, even I would not go home. You can do that also. Yeah.
So Germans basically use the Würden form of Kaswai oder this form.
Both.
Okay.
I was coming there. The Würden form is easier because it takes an infinitive at the end.
And it is easy to understand, sir, when the other person is speaking.
Normally, yes. Ich würde, as long as you pronounce this correctly. If you say wurde, it becomes passive preteritum. Pronunciation. Careful. Remember the rule for passive preteritum? Wurde.
But sir, there is
there is a participle zwei.
Yeah, participle zwei, but not the infinitive, yeah.
Not the infinitive. But how do I know that my listener's German is good? Or how does my listener know that my German is not bad? So careful. There are many such doubts. But if you pronounce the word correctly, würde, ich würde den Aufsatz schreiben. I would write the essay. A little overacting. And then you convey this. Normally, we will not be using Katzwei forms in the spoken so much on Indians amongst ourselves. We'll be using them on Germans, and any German would understand the sentence. Ich würde den Aufsatz schreiben. Ich schrieb den Aufsatz. Einfach. Remove the würde, take this schreiben, this is the main verb, which conveys the meaning, and put it in the second place. Schreiben, schrieb, add the E. Umlaut is not possible, so add the E. Once you do that, you made a conjunctive zwei. Ich schriebe den Aufsatz, which is the same as, yeah.
In my understanding, is schriebe, then Aufsatz, it's past tense, simple past tense.
It's not simple past tense. Excuse me. This is simple past. Ohne A. I'm coming there.
Okay.
Ein Moment. I'm coming there. Ein kleinen Moment. Now we come to the three forms here. Why does this jump? Hat einen Aufsatz nicht geschrieben. Präteritum form will be. Can you give me the präteritum, please? Präteritum?
Shreeb.
Yeah?
Shreeb.
Shreeb.
Schrieb den Aufsatz nicht. And Plusquamperfekt?
Hatte. Den nicht geschrieben.
Ein Moment. Hatte den Aufsatz nicht geschrieben. Indikativ. Reality. Wirklichkeit. Hatte geschrieben, perfekt. Hat geschrieben, perfekt. Schrieb, Präteritum, simple past. Hatte geschrieben. Plusquamperfekt, past perfekt. Clear? Indikativ. Now, K2. Es gibt nur eine Form für alle drei Formen. Diese drei Formen, Vergangenheitsformen im Indikativ, Perfekt, Präteritum, Pluperfekt, haben nur eine Vergangenheitsform. Eine, nur eine. Ich betone das, ich wiederhole das, ich unterstreiche das. Nur eine Form in K2. Also hätte und diese Form mit Partizip 2. I would have written. He has not written. He wrote this. Also, has not written. Which wrote, it's very difficult to form a sentence in English. He wrote that not. He didn't write. I can't use wrote. He didn't write that, and he had not written. Has, had, and didn't write. Three forms. Then I would have written. There's only one form, would have in the past tense. There is nothing here. There is nothing here as a direct equivalent. What exists is something that is similar to hat, hatte, with an umlaut. That's all. In present tense, you have two options. Either you take the main verb or you take a würde plus schreiben. Let's take a question here. Was würden Sie tun, wenn Sie eine Million Euro im Lotto gewinnen? can also say kaufte einen Maybach. Now, warum nehmen wir das Verb würde? Die Extension to Kushis question. Ist das auch möglich? Und kann man das auch verwenden, benutzen? Ja. Damit man solche Sätze klar macht. For weak verbs, bei schwachen Verben, ist die Präteritumform gleich wie die K2-Form. There is no umlaut possible, there is no extra E possible.
Sir,
So
why there is not umlaut possible?
Because it is a weak noun, do we put an umlaut on weak nouns when you change the form in the past tense?
No, no, sir. I thought we have to add E and umlaut if possible on the
Umlaut and
preteritum
E
form.
for strong nouns only, not verbs
For
only, not for
strong
weak verbs.
verbs.
Yeah,
Okay.
not for weak. Weak verbs, it is always TE, the same form. So, ich kaufte einen Maybach. This Maybach is okay. I know it's the name of a car. But kaufte, is it Präteritum or is it Katzwei? I am answering this or giving this answer to this question, which is in Katzwei. What would you do? Yeah, if you were to, this I can change again. If you win €1 million, what would you do with that? I can change this to if you were to win. You want that were form? Now I can change this. Gewinnen. Oh my God, gewinnen. I'm worried now. What do I say? I don't understand this. So now, Kushi, your option. Was würden Sie tun, wenn Sie €1 Million im Lotto gewinnen würden? What would you do if you would win or if you were to win €1 million in the lottery? You were to win or you would win? See this question. Oh, I would buy a Maybach. English, I would buy. There is no other answer, alternative option possible in English. I would buy. In German, I have two options. Entweder nehme ist das Hauptverb, kaufen. Ich bilde das Präteritum daraus, kaufte. Dann bilde ich das K2 daraus. Okay, K2, kaufen, kaufte. Umlaut not possible, weak verb. Extra E not possible, weak verb. So, kaufen, kaufte, kaufte. Ich kaufte einen Maybach. Logically, you ask me the question in K2. Mein Deutsch ist genauso gut wie dein Deutsch. Ich habe die Frage verstanden. Ich habe auch richtig darauf reagiert. Und du hast mich auch verstanden. You can't say, das ist Präteritum. No. You understood the term. Because your German and my German are good. But suppose I'm unsure whether you would understand this. Suppose. Then, as the person responding, it is entirely up to me. I am free to use the correct or the alternative K2 form to be doubly sure myself that you will understand my response correctly, also grammatically correct, to your question as well. So I say, ich würde einen Maybach kaufen. I know there are books which say whenever there is a overlap of Präteritum und Konjunktiv 2, always use Würde. There is no such rule. The books have created that. And some German teachers have created that. There is no rule. That option lies with you als Sprecher. Because the context is clear. I have understood the context clearly. I have responded correctly. Because you know my German is good. You will not misunderstand me if I use Ich kaufte. The question is in present tense. Würde. Was würden Sie tun, wenn Sie eine Million Euro im Lotto gewinnen würden? The same question in past tense. Was hätten Sie getan? Wenn Sie eine Million Euro im Lotto wenn Sie eine Million Euro im Lotto gewinnen hätten. What would you have done if you had won €1,000,000 in the lottery? This is my question in the past tense. A question related to the future. Würden Sie tun? Würden plus infinity will be something to do now or future. Either immediate future or distant future. Egal. Remember that umlaut plus E rule applies only to strong verbs. Suchen, suchte, machen, machte. You can't say möchte. So there's already the TE form which tells you it's clearly a weak verb. All weak verbs form their preteritum with TE. All weak verbs. Which means then that their Partizip 2 will be formed with a T or an ET, never with EN. Do you remember that list I had sent you? The Partizip 2 for all the strong verbs there were with EN, excepting a few where the spelling changed so that they are strong verbs, but they had a weak ending. So they were called irregular. Kennen, kannte, gekannt. Wissen, musste, gewusst. Müssen, musste, gemusst. Haben, hatte, gehabt. Sein, war, gewesen. They're not following the regular pattern. The regular pattern is schreiben, schrieb, geschrieben. Fahren, fuhr, gefahren. Ien, ien, ien. Haben, hatte, gehabt. Okay, what is this haben, hatte? Why should it be hatte? Why should it not be haben, he or something? Haben, hieb. Gehaben. Why not gehaben? It's a strong verb. But these are verbs which don't follow the pattern. Deswegen heißen sie auch unregelmäßige Verben. Irregular. Aber stark. Strong. Why? They change the spelling. Da es sehr wenige Verben, solche Verben gibt, habe ich diese Verben ausgesondert und am Ende des Verzeichnisses aufgelistet. I listed it out for you at the end of that entire Verzeichnis, the list of the normal verbs. I don't know where that is now. That's a good one. Where is that? Where do I search for that? Verzeichnis, MTP Scheiben, Regelübersicht. Let's get away with this. This is what I finished yesterday. Finished. I don't have this here now. I don't know where the website this is. The shortcut, I can't find it here now. Let's see. Let's hope it appears somewhere. See, all kinds of homework I get these days now.
That's right. So I think I filled all your folders.
No, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. There are plenty of other people who
Most
are
of the
doing
things I'm seeing is MTB, Stipend, passive, all these things are mine. So
these are yours, but I got lots of other work from other people.
okay, good.
Got it. It's somewhere there in the shortcut. So this verzeichnis. Check en. Throughout there is en. So a strong verb forms its partizip zwei with en always. Ge and en. Ausnahmen sind diese Präfixe b, g, end, and verzeih. These are exceptions. They don't take a GE. The rest will be en. Throughout will be en. Just check. This page 2. This page 3. En throughout. Then comes the last page. Strong verbs. Sein, war, tun, tat. This comes to the getan. This is gewesen. This is gehabt. There's a T here, but the spelling changes. Rennen, rannte. But this TE, where the hell did this TE come from? Machen, machte, suchen, suchte. Fragen, fragte. It's a weak verb. But fragen, the spelling has not changed. It's fra. Fragen, fragte. Rennen, rannte. Why is it changed? So strong, but with a weak ending. So irregular. They don't follow the regular pattern. So like life, there are some problem children. These are the problem children in verbs. They don't want to listen to the normal rule. Just a handful of them. Kennen, nennen, rennen, senden, they form a set. You know one of them, you know the rest. Bringen, denken, they form a set. Dürfen, können, they form a set. No umlaut in the past tense. Wissen, extra. Wissen, wusste, gewusst. These three again are separate set by themselves. Tun, tat, getan, sein, war, gewesen, ist gewesen, haben, hat er, gehabt. The rest, of course, goes by music. Anything with here will have a oo here and a back here. And this is, each one is different. E-A-U, E-A-O, A-A-O, E-A-E, A-A-E, E-A. Hingen, hingehangen. There's only one that you need here. Hängen, hingehangen is dative. Das Bild hing an der Wand. Was hanging. Das Bild hat an der Wand gehangen. But if you're putting it with accusative, ich habe das Bild an die Wand gehängt. With the accusative preposition, motion, action, hängen is weak. Ich hänge das Bild an die Wand. Ich hängte das Bild an die Wand. Ich habe das Bild an die Wand gehängt. Action. So, das Bild hing an der Wand. Das Bild hat an der Wand gehangen. No action, an takes dative. Only exception here. The rest you know. Gibt es hier Fragen? Oh, what I missed out here. Fragen ist es oder ist das jetzt klar oder klarer? Was meint ihr?
It's too heavy for me to digest today, so I need some time. I need some gelusil or digin.
Take one in the morning, one in the evening.
Thank you so much.
And in between, bitte spazieren gehen.
Ja, ich mache das, ja. Weil der Wetter ein bisschen gut ist.
Das ist der lehrerärztliche Rat. Okay. I have given you this handout. We have done this earlier, so I didn't want to repeat the whole thing over and over again. I just wanted to make it clear, and I kept it, I hope, simple. Differentiate between these two here, please. Yeah. For example, if you just take that as a presence indicative, put this in the middle, presence. Or let's say, no, let's change this here. Let's say here in the middle, Gegenwart. Gegenwart here would be in present tense, now, as it happens. And this form here in the middle would be Vergangenheit. Now, remember, when we are talking about something irreal, like Katzpai, Bedeutung is irreal, could happen, would have happened, might happen, ought not to happen, or whatever. It's an irreal form. Yeah, klar? Is this okay with
Yeah.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Irreal. So when we are talking of an irreal form, we don't need to pinpoint the time. Not necessary to pinpoint it, which is why in the Vergangenheit, there's only one equivalent here. Only one. Only one. There's no two forms here. That's the reason. You don't have to be precise with perfect just recently, or somewhere in the past, or somewhere in the distant past. No. This we need in the reality, also indicative. Here we need to be very precise. When? When I had been there, oh, okay, that particular time. Yeah, I had been there, long time back. So I'm being very precise here, indicative. Though in that Wirklichkeitsform, I need to have the time defined. That's why there are Perfekt, Präteritum, und Plusquamperfekt. And since the time is of no essence in the irreality, we don't have any other variation of perfect or pluperfect. There's only one form, hätte oder wäre, depends on the verb, of course. If it is gehen, fahren, fliegen, and so on, then it will become wäre gefahren, wäre geblieben, wäre geflogen. And würde is normally used in the presence. Because würde always comes with an infinitive.
So verbs that take sein as helping verb in the perfect would also make it kasvai with the
Wäre,
okay with
wäre,
verb. Yeah.
wäre. Noch Fragen? Anyone? Any other questions? Any other confusions? Any other doubts?
No, sir. I have no question.
Maybach is still cheaper, right? Maybe I should change this.
Ferrari.
I went out of.
Okay.
Lamborghini. I think this is one of the most expensive cars. I'm not sure. Not sure. 0 to 100 miles per hour in 2.1 seconds or something. Most powerful sports cars. Something that can be driven only on a racetrack, and that too in Europe, not in India. Not with the number of speed breakers we have here. It's just about 1 or 2 inches above the road. A speed breaker here and the car is gone. From 8 crores or something around that cost. Gone. Lamborghini makes some very, very speed or fast or this kind of snazzy automobiles. Italian, of course. Maybach is good. It's a German company and awesome. Aber is also awesome. Price. Okay. Any questions here? Keiner? Gut, dann kommen wir zurück hier. What is this? Why is this here? 75. So this should be been. Why is my aspect like this? Wrong book. Nee, Arbeitsbuch 2, B2 is correct. Huh? Oh, I must have made a mistake somewhere. It's about what page? 62?
Yes, sir.
So white. So white. Yeah. I'm still waiting for questions before ich dann mit dem zurück zu dem Thema komme.
Nein,
Oh,
so
lovely.
Ich
kind
habe
of.
keine Frage heute. Ja.
Good. See, like Vasu, sometimes, like say Vasu was saying it's heavy. Even my laptop is saying enough is enough. At the top, I just got a message, not responding. So, laptop also decided no
So
more.
it's almost now 15 years in with computers, sir, for me. So we think alike.
I think so. I'm beginning to get used to it. Okay. Well, that was heavy you said. So let's start with something lighter. Also Wortschatz. Kein Grammatik. Okay. Bild, give me words. Wie heißt das Wort hier? Die Bedeutung haben wir unten. Eine wissenschaftliche Annahme. Annahme, presumption, assumption. A scientific assumption or a presumption. Mit HY und dann steht ein O und 2 Lücken und dann Lücke und dann am Ende wieder einmal E.
So they're related to hippo.
Ja, Hypo.
Hypothesis.
These. Ja,
These.
sehr gut, Viola. Hypothese. Hypothesis is an assumption or some kind of statement made which has to be proven scientifically. So you
Some
always make a
postulates, yeah.
hypothesis. Genau. Also eine Annahme macht man. Okay. What about number 2? Das, was Wissenschaftler betreiben. Something that all scientists do.
Forschung.
Forschung. Sehr gut. Sehr
Forschung.
gut. Forschung, Research. Also Forschung.
Yeah.
Gut. Nummer 3. Ein Ort, an dem Versuche, also Experimente, durchgeführt werden.
Labor.
Labor ist richtig. L-A-B-O-R ist richtig. Nummer 4. Das Gegenteil von Praxis. Opposite of practicals.
Theory.
Also
Theory.
Theorie.
Theory.
Yeah, Theorie.
Praxis is practical. I thought
Yeah.
praxis is office. So I thought bureau, something like that. Okay.
Nee, also Praxis is your practicals. Or some practice being done. So something on hand. Here, Theorie. Mind the spelling. Auf Deutsch, das ist IE, auf English, das ist Y. Die Theorie, das Labor. Okay. What about number 5? Institution
Universität.
University.
Yeah, plural. Yeah, singular, sorry. Universität. Umlaut is not there, so they use the AE option. Universität ist richtig. What about number 6? Ein wissenschaftliches Verfahren. Um ein bestimmtes Ergebnis zu erhalten. A scientific procedure or process to get a certain result.
Probe. P-R-O-B-E. Proben.
Oh, that's PR. This is only
R,
O.
okay. Okay.
Leave it for the moment. Leave it for the moment. Kein Problem. Also, Nummer 7. That is, sorry, Nummer 6, no? This is number 6. Ein Verfahren. Also hier. Number 7. E equal to mc square. E gleicht mc Quadrat. So ist eine
Formula.
Formula is English. In German, we will say
Formel.
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 Yeah, F-O-R-M-A-L. Formel. Okay. What about number 8? Eine geistes- oder sozialwissenschaftliche Lehrveranstaltung. Thinking? Okay, nothing yet. These are words which are associated with the text here, Wissenschaft. Okay, let's now come back here to the last one. Second last one. Ein wissenschaftlicher Versuch.
Experiment.
Wonderful. Experiment ist richtig. Now, number 10. Ein besonderes Verhalten, Ereignis, etc., das Wissenschaftler untersuchen. So here we had a P. What did we have here? Ha. So fe. Then we had N here.
N.
A-H-A-N. Also A umlaut actually. N-O. What did we have here? Formal. M, and then we had an N. So what is the word here?
Phenomenon.
Thermometer.
Phenomenon. So how will you define the word phenomenon? Or
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon. So what's the phenomenon? The definition is here.
Besonders verhalten Ereignis.
Yes. A phenomenon is a special or a particular or a fixed kind of behavior or some event or some happening. It's a very strange phenomenon we have. Snowing in Hyderabad. That is Kathpai actually. Or snowing in Chennai. The extreme conjunctive swine. All rivers in Chennai frozen. Can you imagine a bigger conjunctive swine than that? What a strange phenomenon. So ein seltsames Phänomen. So that is the meaning here, Phänomen, ein besonderes Verhalten. So would you be able to locate these words? Es ist ein wissenschaftliches Verfahren. Let's leave. We might come across the word. I will not say anything, neither do I give you the answer. Nummer 8, eine geisteswissenschaftliche or a sozialwissenschaftliche Lehrveranstaltung.
Lecture. Seminar.
Wonderful. Seminar is correct. See, you found it. You found it. Seminar. S-A-M-E-N-R. Seminar. Wonderful. Well done, Beulah. What about number 6? This is ein wissenschaftliches Verfahren, a scientific procedure to get a certain result, to obtain a certain result. It might come to you. Let's leave it. Let's leave it for the moment. We have got other important things to do. Sind wir mit diesen Wörtern vertraut? Alle? Do all of us here know these words? They are from the scientific Bereich, aus dem wissenschaftlichen Bereich. Versuchsperson, Nobelpreis, Erfindung, Studie, These, Entdeckung, Untersuchung, Mikroskop.
These was better.
Thesis.
These.
Will it be thesis? Are you sure? Ich habe eine These. Thesis is one option. The other one that you have is a proposition. It's a proposition or sometimes even a theory. For example, ich habe eine These. Wenn wir viel mehr Bäume haben würden, that's why, if we would have more trees, dann würden wir auch viel Regen bekommen. Then we would also get more rain. That's a These. It's a proposition, P-R-O. A proposition, a theory, or in the sense of a thesis, in the sense of hypothese. This one. That's all These. Article, please. Article.
D.
These. What about the other nouns here? Article. Wer oder was ist eine Versuchsperson?
Person wanted.
Hmm.
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 Or an researcher.
Bevor wir alle diese Vakzin bekommen haben, diese Impfung bekommen haben, wurde diese Impfung, diese Medizin, dieses Medikament auf Versuchspersonen getestet.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Testing rats or a testing person.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need.
That's right. That's right. The test subject or the test people, a person who allowed themselves to be tested upon. We also have the word Versuchstier.
Ja, zum Beispiel.
Affen, for example. Apes,
Yeah,
monkeys, commonly
rats.
used. Rats also, monkeys also. But there's one more popular animal. Guinea pig.
Yeah.
Yeah, guinea pig. So a Versuchsperson can also be used or translated as a guinea pig, which was done in the United States long time back. Lots of medicines were tested on people without telling them what they were receiving. It was hushed up during the 1960s, during the Cold War period.
Even now also we do, but we do with
Permission.
placebo.
With placebo, yes, but placebo doesn't help find the actual impact of any medicine or any drug.
No, that's what. See, but to avoid psychological interference, we do that. We take some 50
Yeah, but
people, and 50% will be given at the drug, and 50% at the placebo.
No, that's not it here. The Versuchsperson can be given a placebo, can't complain. But they're also given the real medicine without being told about it. This happened in the US. 1960s. It was a scandal which was hushed up very quickly. Very quickly it was hushed up. There's a book on that. So Versuchsperson, basically test subject, but in the slightly negative meaning, guinea pig.
Yeah, I worked for Torrent. So we have a research unit in Ahmedabad. So we have persons there. I have seen them. Yeah.
So Versuchsperson, Nobel Prize, article please.
D. Sorry.
There.
D is wrong.
There.
They are Nobel Prize. Microscope. But the rest you know.
It's a Gerate. So there.
Night. Das
D.
Microscope. Das Microscope. Okay, Studie. This is easy. You know this one.
D.
D Studie.
D.
Okay, people. Now we have some words. I hope we have time to finish. Ich glaube, wir haben noch Zeit. Diese Wörter sind alle miteinander verwandt. They're related to each other in some way or the other. Berechnen, beachten, erforschen, erkennen, analysieren. Irgendwann mal haben wir diese Wörter gelesen oder wir haben diese Wörter gesehen. Welches Wort gehört wohin? Wir haben 5 Verben, 5 Sätze. Read the sentences first, then fill in the verbs. I'll give you a hint. You start with this.
Der Mathematiker analysieren. Das Gewicht.
What is Gewicht?
Weight.
Weight. Yes, correct. Good, Monica. Das Gewicht einer Kugel Was ein Kugel?
Pen.
Nein, das ist Kugelschreiber. Was bedeutet Kugel? Die Kugel. Das war ganz rund. Ein Kugel ist rund.
Ball.
Ball is right.
Ball.
And a small sphere or an orb or a ball is Kugel. So der Mathematiker, something, das Gewicht einer Kugel mit Hilfe einer Formel. Without any grammar, without any usage, without any reference. The book is very cleverly adding a genitive preposition here. The word Mithilfe is not there in any grammar part in this book. Mithilfe Genitiv, also eine genitive Präposition. Was bedeutet Mithilfe?
With help.
With the help of.
With the help of. Yeah, that is
the
necessary.
genitive.
Genitive, so ist das. Very cleverly, it's not used in the genitive preposition. It says mit Hilfe einer Formel.
Ja, ich glaube analysieren.
That's your first hint to work with the sentence number 2. Then you look at sentence number 4. Once you solve these 2, the other 3 should be simpler. Der Mathematiker, das Gewicht einer Kugel, the weight of a ball with the help of a formula.
Berechnen.
Yeah.
Berechnen.
Erforschen.
I'm not saying anything at the moment. Look at number 4. Der Lehrer von Albert Einstein haben nicht, dass ein Genie war. Ja?
Erkennen.
Was ist Genie? Ein Moment. Was ist Genie?
Genius.
Genius. So the teachers of Albert Einstein did not that he was a genius.
Erforschen.
Erkennen.
Erforschen oder beobachten.
Nein, erkennen ist richtig. Was ist erkennen?
To know.
To know.
To realize.
Give me a better word. To recognize. Erkennen. To recognize.
Beobachten must not also observe.
Will not fit in here. You have to recognize some talent, some hidden thing here. You don't observe something that is hidden. Genius is hidden. It is not obvious. So this has to be recognized. Recognition is of something that is worked out in your own mind. So erkennen ist richtig. Die Lehrer von Albert Einstein haben nicht erkannt, so Partizip 2, dass ein Genie war. What about this one now? The key word is Gewicht.
Then berechnen, calculated.
Yeah.
Berechnen. Calculate the weight.
Jeet had already answered that.
Yes,
But
sir.
Mathematiker is a singular or a plural?
There, singular.
Singular.
Also conjugated properly.
Berechnet.
Berechnen.
Ist richtig. Okay. So 2 und 4 haben wir fertig. Now let's look at number 5. These are the easier ones. Was ist Zusammensetzung? 2 Wörter. Zusammen und setzen. Eines Minerals. Also das und das und das und das. Also ich sehe das genau.
To put
Und,
together.
give me the right word, the scientific word, Zusammensetzung.
Composition.
Composition, superb. Well done, Beulah.
Mm.
So the Laborantin,
Person.
nein,
Analysieren.
Analyzer.
Analysier ist richtig.
Yes.
She analyzes the composition of a mineral. She is looking at the different components which make up this mineral. What all is there in this mineral? Yeah. So Zusammensetzung, Composition. So analysieren, erkennen, berechnen. Wir haben jetzt zwei Wörter, beobachten und erforschen. Let's go to number 1.
Matter is associated with beobactin.
Yeah, and number 3 will always obviously be heute.
Erforschen.
Erforschen dimension.
What is beobachten and what is erforschen?
Beobactin
is observed.
Observe. Yeah.
Erforschen is anticipated or
No.
To
For
research.
to research. To do
Research.
research.
yeah.
So today, people are literally researching the Weltall. What is Weltall?
Worldwide.
All worldwide. Yeah.
What is das All? Die Welt, das All. Space, outer space.
All okay.
Outer world.
Outer
Universe.
space. Universe would normally be Universum, but here we don't say Weltuniversum. You say Weltall is the outer space. You can also say Weltraum in case you want it in that sense. Weltraum is also outer space. And a
Galaxy.
Weltraumfahrt. Raumfahrt or a Weltraumfahrt. The first man in space. Do you remember the first man in space? Who was the first man who went into space? Unmanned flight. Come on, this is a fun exercise. General knowledge. Allgemeines Wissen. First man into space.
Neil.
That was moon, no? Neil Armstrong.
First man into space. Yuri Gagarin. Yuri Gagarin, Russia, 1961.
Oh.
Who was the first woman into space? Die erste Frau, die in das All geflogen ist. The first woman who went into outer space.
I think that's a Russian woman.
Russian, correct, Beulah? Do you remember the name? Correct, absolutely correct. Valentina Tereshkova.
Valentina. Yes.
Let me ask you something even more mundane. The first animal into space.
Dog.
Dog.
Can you name the dog, Khushi? That's absolutely correct. Laika.
Laika.
This is all uselessinformation.com. What will we do with this? But it's fun to know these things. Okay. So when you say All, das All, it's outer space. This is researching, Tiere in freier Natur beobachten zu können. To observe animals in free nature, outside, in their natural habitat, ist für die Forscher nicht leicht. It's not easy for researchers. You can't observe them in nature, the way they live. Observing them in a laboratory is different. Their behavior changes. Observing them in the free nature is different. So, beobachten fits here. perfectly. And calculation with the help of a formula, you always calculate something. So berechnen. If it's something that has been made up of something together, put together, you analyze what all components are there. So analysieren. Genius is recognized. You have to recognize a genius. You can't observe a genius. You observe after you're being told this person is a genius. But the teachers of Albert Einstein, he failed the exam. He failed his, I think, high school exam. Which is the reason he came up with this theory which his teachers didn't understand. E equal to mc square. And this theory is quite complicated that people have not been able to say this formula is wrong. They have to understand this to say it is wrong. But from what little I've understood from my reading of science, it's ganz einfach actually in a way. If you can move faster than the speed of light, you can break the time barrier. You can either travel into the past